Let's see what we have. Well, it takes. You don't see.
Okay.
I just have to take it
Just folding queen deuce is fine there. I'm just gonna be playing it at double the speed, just because the action is quite slow on the regular tables. Unfortunately, I can't listen to your commentary as it happens with this at double the speed, but I'll just talk about like how I would play these hands. In the tricky hands, I'll probably rewatch them and listen to what you're saying just to see how your thought process works. But on the whole, I probably won't. So yeah, let's go. So yeah, you should definitely call this suited ace. It's pretty obvious.
Say out of position.
So I just heard you say out of position. Yeah, you should definitely be calling this. Going presumably 5 ways with a suited ace is just like exactly what you want. So that's a pretty big, well, not massive mistake, but you should be calling there. This I would open.
So the thing about the way I play is I like to call a lot pre-flop, seal a fair amount of flops.
I would open this as well, just to steal, and I trust myself
In position.
post flop to play that hand well. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute you because your voice is so squeaky at double the speed. 10-6 is bad enough to fold. 6-4 is connected enough to raise. 10-6 has less playability. So yeah, this is a raise as well. Okay, so you limped. Generally, when you're playing a hand and you're the first one into a hand, you want to raise. The standard would be 3 times the big blind. So yeah, make it 15 cents here. Queen 5 off is, yeah, that's a fold. This is a fold as well, because you're going to be dominated by his under the gun range. So yeah, you did fold, okay. So yeah, like, not raising this pre-flop is a pretty big mistake. You should be doing this with all of your hands. And then betting, over betting the pot is also pretty, I don't want to say bad, it's just unconventional and it's just odd. You don't see it a lot. Like, what is your reasoning for doing this? Let me see. Let me play this hand from the start so I get a grasp of why you did this. Okay.
So something like ace 5 I'll call. Because really at this level it's either fold or get your money in, kind of. Because this is they're the kind of players that I want to get my money off. That I want to win money off.
Basically, the reason you want to raise is because, like, when you limp, the big blind is always gonna call. So when he's got a hand like 9-7 offsuit, he's always got a chance to outdraw you on the flop. So you want to raise, and then you give him, you force him. He has to press the call button, otherwise you will take down the blinds, which is obviously profitable for you. So you definitely want to be raising that hand in late position, or any hand that you're going to play when no one else has raised or called before you. Okay, let's speed this up. Okay, so king through is fold, yeah. So yeah, you should be raising this to like 10 cents or 15 cents, either one's fine. Yeah. So you got no action with aces here. That's exactly what the aim was with the ace 5 suited here. Should have made it 15 cents in the cutoff, and then you always got the option to take down the blinds. Back to back aces. What is this? So yeah, definitely going to raise this and isolate him. To make it, I'd make it 20 cents here. Yep, so that's the same thing that you did. This board is fine for us to see bet. I'd go for like 30 cents, given we're in position and the board's quite dry. So yeah, I think 25 is just a bit too small. So yeah, 30 is what I recommend. The min raises, the only thing we can do here is call and just pot control. Yeah, I mean folding there is really too like weak tight. I mean, if you're folding aces there, then it means you're folding everything apart from a king here, and maybe a flush draw. Yeah, you should definitely be calling there. Like, sure, he looks strong, but your hand is way too strong to fold. Yeah, just check the 4-5. I don't mind just check folding. You've got no equity, so no need to get fancy. So against an under the gun open, this is a fold. Flop the draw. So I definitely bet this for like 6 or 7 cents. So yeah, I think your check's a bit too weak. You want to fold out hands like ace high, pair of deuces, and fold out hands that have decent equity against you, like 10 jack, which might flop a pair or turn a pair, sorry, and then obviously have the best hand. So I'm definitely betting this. So he called, which is fine. 10 of 5, you might have the best hand here. Yeah, and your bet here is just completely unneeded. When you bet this, he's only going to call you with hands that are better than yours. So like pocket sixes, a pair of sevens, trip queens. It's just unlikely he's gonna call with worse. So you bet full pot. It's just, although I think you have the best hand, there's a difference between having the best hand and being able to bet for value. This is one of those spots where you just check it back. You're basically, it looks like you're trying to make him fold a 7, but there's just no need to. Your hand is strong enough just to check and probably take it down. So he folded, which is kind of the obvious outcome, but you haven't won or lost any more money than if you just checked. So I think checking there is the best play. So definitely calling this. You could maybe squeeze because the table seems quite loose passive, but I think I'd flat. Yeah, this is a tiny bit too weak to open in early position. So for 3 cents more with queen 10 off, I definitely call versus this guy. So yeah, that's king queen's a fold there. Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely opening this for 15 cents, 10 or 15 cents, or somewhere in between. We're out of position. This guy's probably going to come along for the ride as well. I'd probably call here, just because people will still make mistakes post flop, and if you flop a big hand, you're probably going to get paid. King 8 off, I'd open here. If flop a 7 on quite a wet board. You do block a lot of the open-ended straight draws, so but it's still strong enough to bet. So I'd go for 20 to 25 cents. 30 cents is a tiny bit too big, but it's still okay. Like, he's not going to fold Jack Queen of clubs here or anything. Yeah, you want to bet an amount where it looks like you could still be bluffing. When you bet this big, it doesn't look like you can be bluffing, so betting small is better. It looks like he just left his keyboard, so it doesn't look like you're getting paid. So this hand is too weak to call against an early position open. If there are a couple of other players coming along for the ride, then we can call, but there isn't, so I just fold here. Yeah, so I think that's fine. So yeah, I don't know why you're calling here. I mean, earlier you raised with aces and all that pre-flop. You should be doing the same with jacks. So just make it 15 cents and just play the hand from there. Here, I would flat. Okay, so it gets raised. Honestly, your hand is too strong to play three ways, and it doesn't play well three ways, just because the flop's going to come down with like a queen, a king, or ace a decent percent of the time. So I think I would raise here to like 85 cents, and then I'd get it in against Vampire, and then if, well, Daniel doesn't have a hand stronger than ours, otherwise he'd 3-bet it. So I definitely would make it 85. So limp calling jacks here is just really weak tight. Yeah, I definitely don't think that's a strong play. And the board comes down really dangerously for you. Then you lead into the preflop aggressor. You could probably happily get it in against this guy, but I just don't think this hand is played so good. I mean, we'll see what happens, but just because you took a very unconventional line, I'm kind of a bit confused and a bit worried about how the hand's going to play out already. So you hit top set, but it's 4 to a flush. I think I like a check call here. If you spike a set, then I mean a full house, then you can just donk jam the river and get his whole stack. So I just flat here. Then if you river a full house, then get all the money in. And yeah, you limp this on the button. I'd definitely make it 15 cents again. Top left is just a fold. But I think calling ace queen suited versus a short stacker is okay. You can raise and get it in, but it's up to you. So yeah, if you raise pre-flop, you might have won that already, but you didn't. So here, you can call, you can fold. Against these players, they all seem quite ABC, like not very strong, aggressive players, so I'm quite happy just seeing flops with these kind of hands. So you flop middle pair with a backdoor flush draw and 3 to a straight. Oh my god, and he overbets the pot. Yeah, so just fold here. Yeah, nice defend here. I think just check it back with ace high. You basically, if you bet it now, you're gonna find yourself barreling off with basically no equity when you're called. So I just think checking back is better here. I mean, he's shown weakness, yes, but I just don't think betting is a great play here. If you had the ace of spades, I'd love it, but okay, you won the pot, so it's okay. But well, I mean, the result was okay, but I don't think. Well, given he checked, I guess it's fine, but I think you've got enough showdown value with ace high. So A9 suited should be raising this in, so I expect you to limp, but from now on, just imagine I've said raise to 15 cents every time. because it always gives you the chance to pick up the blinds. That's a fold. Then moves all in. So you're definitely seeing a flop with Jack being suited. Flop an open ender. So we're definitely calling a bet. Yeah, we're definitely calling this. No need to raise. If we had hearts, then we can raise. So pocket nines, we should be raising that in it as well. So I definitely call again. This guy might come along, which makes your price even better, and this guy looks really strong. So if he's got a set, top two pair, ace king, he's likely going to pay you off on the river. Didn't come in, but I still think you should call. Yeah, limping is just bad. Just try and get that out of your system as soon as possible. Just make it 15 cents and play on. So yeah, we're just shutting down with nines. So yeah, you raise with king queen here. Like, I'm not sure why you do it sometimes and not all the time. So got two overcards and a backdoor flush draw. I'll probably call there just to see what happens. When it's 5 cents anyway. So you bet massive on the flop. I think you overbet the pot, which I don't really like. I think you're only getting called by better. So I think I like a check here, given that a lot of the time you're going to be betting into a stronger ace. Just check call this card, in my opinion. If you had ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, then I'd like it. If you had ace 9, or if you have ace 9 or worse here, then I don't like it as much. So it gets through, so it's good, but just saying. For 5 cents here, I'd definitely call it. Yeah, no, it's too much. Let's fold. Yeah, so you should be raising this first in. 15 cents. This is quite close. I think I'd call. Just because I think we saw him do it in another hand. So I think he's doing this with quite a lot of hands. He's got his king. And we chop. That's unlucky. So yeah, we flop nothing, so just check fold. So yeah, we're definitely raising this. 15 cents, please. Like, there's just no point. You do it with your strong hands like king, queen, aces, and when you limp your medium strength hands and weak hands, it's just really face up. So if you were playing against me, I would completely take advantage of this and just raise when you limp and just fold when you raise. And yeah, I mean, you did limp jacks, but you only limp called. There's going to be lots of scary flops for you. So so definitely bet like 10 cents here. I think 15's a bit too big. Let's fold. Yeah, you raise ace queen here, so that's good. And you should have done the same with queen 10 here. For that exact reason. Take down the blinds, that's it. So yeah, just raise this again. King 10 off, yeah, it's fold. It's good to know that. So that time it was a strong hand, but in future it might have been a weaker hand because he's done it twice. It's pretty unlikely he's had two big hands. So yeah, the thing is, because you've got such a strong hand, you want the pot to be bigger when you see a flop because your hand is going to flop the best hand a lot more of the time, just because King Queen is a strong hand, right? So it means that on the flop the pot will be like 35 cents, and then when you bet, you can bet like 20-25 cents, and it's not out of place. Whereas betting 15 cents into 12 cents, they don't risk anything to win 12 cents. They can just fold like everything except the nuts. And in terms of risk and reward, that's all they need to do. And yeah, I mean, it's just so face up that you've got a strong hand when you overbet the pot. So try and like get used to raising pre-flop and betting the same percent of the pot. So like 70% of the pot is the standard. So yeah, ace 10 off I'd raise, even though you're in early position. So here you can either raise or call. It's up to you. If you are going to raise, make it 30 cents. So I think 25 is a bit small. He's going to call a lot here with like 7-8 suited and stuff. He folded, so he must have had complete rubbish. But yeah, here you can either raise to try and take it, like attack his weakness, or just call and see a flop. So it's up to you. So I don't really like this bet. You've got no equity. Like, it's very rare that you're gonna make the best hand by the river. And they can easily have a pair of tens or a pair of nines. So queen's a bit of a scary card for them if they've got a 10 or a 9. So out of all the cards that you're gonna barrel, this is quite a good one to barrel. Just make it like 30 or 35 cents, and he might fold a 9 here. I don't expect him to fold a 10, but maybe a 9. Yeah, that's just a fold. So you should definitely be calling here, yeah. Just check fold the pocket deuce. Well, call the 5 cents of it. It's not much. So sevens again, you should be raising that. Make it 15 cents. So I definitely note that this guy just completely spazzed out with ace king high. Or did they get it all in pre-flop? I'm not sure. So limp folding sevens is just pretty bad against this guy. He looks pretty strong, but so you should definitely be raising that. 10-3 offsuit is too weak to call, so yeah. So we're definitely going to be 3-betting this. So I'd make it 45 to 50 cents here. Actually, 50 or 55. I didn't see this guy limp. It's 45, yeah. It's probably a tiny bit on the small side for what I do, so 50 or 55, but yeah, same thing, really. And yeah, you should be raising this. It's weird how you do it some of the time and not all the time. So this guy's limp cool, so you probably got him completely crushed. And this is just a really bad flop for you, so I just check, give up, or check and see a diamond, check and hope to see an ace or a king. Probably maybe call one bet, but I'm not sure. 9-10 off, call or fold, probably a fold, it's up to you. So limp raise, oh no, it's not, it's a big blind. I think your hand is so under rep, you could probably call, but yeah, that's a fold, that's fine. Yeah, ace queen's a fold against 4 players. Uh, 7-8 off, I would definitely raise blind versus blind. 15 cents, as always. A6 off, I think you just clicked fold. That's a raise if it folds to you in the cutoff. Just to try and steal the blinds. 6-9 suited, I probably call against these guys. The table seems quite soft on all 4 tables, so probably trying to look to play as many pots as possible with a lot of them, especially hands that can flop pretty big. Here I'd call, because you might make a wheel, you might flop trips, you might flop 3 hearts. I probably would call here just because I trust myself, but if I knew this guy was a good player, then I'd fold. It's up to you. Depends how much respect you give him. King Jack I'd probably still play just because the table seems pretty soft. Against a bunch of tough players I would be more tight there, but the table seems pretty nice. Not much 3-betting, just kind of seeing flops. Make the best hand and get paid. It's basically the plan. So if you want to put in a lot of volume, then I definitely recommend Zoom. You'll be able to get more hands in and improve your game quicker. Yeah, definitely something to consider. Just a fold. So if it folds to me on the button, I'm definitely going to try and steal the blinds. I don't think it did though, I think someone's raised to 17. So ace queen I definitely raise here. So calling is just too big tight. You want to be aggressive. Quite passive right now. So look at this guy, Montepol, he's just raised 15 cents. That's what you should be doing with every hand. Let's see if he wins the blinds. Okay, you've seen the flop. So he's got a 30-cent pot, you've got a 16-cent pot. You've got 3 ways in, you've got nothing, and you've got no aggression, and you're just going to have to give up. Let's see what Montepol's going to do. Okay, he decided not to see that. And he takes it down. But he had pocket sixes, and that he played it well. You should be aggressive like that. Well, I mean, post-flop he was quite calm, but pre-flop he was aggressive. So he flops set here, so I'm definitely looking to bet 25 cents. And if he bets, I'm going to raise. So 25 cents here. Yep, perfect. On the 10, it's like the perfect card view. I bet like 60 cents here. It looks like you're going to go for a check raise, I hope. Yeah, so definitely raise to like, yeah, 50 is way too small. I'd go to like 80 or even 90. He's always going to call. Yeah, on the river I'd go for like, given the pot size, like $1.30, but you've missed out on pretty big value in this hand. Let's go for 90. I think you can go bigger given the board. If he's got a busted draw, he's always going to fold. If he's got a big hand like Ace 10 or King 10, any 10 really, he's always going to call you. So you want to bet the biggest amount possible. So yeah. So yeah, we're just going to raise and get it in. And he got really lucky. That's unlucky, but nice hand anyway. I mean, in a way, it's because we made the turn so small that he thought he'd come along for the ride, but whatever. Yeah, just ignore his chat. He sucked out on you pretty hard. Even though you bet so small, but yeah. So Ace 10 I'd raise 15 cents. And now I just feel like you're gonna bet like 15 cents into 15 cents. 20 is okay. It's fine. So yeah, definitely make a note that he led the flop and then folded to a raise. It's King Queen, you should be raising this as well. Flop, nothing really, so just check, give up. Thing is, when you limp as well, they know you can't be that strong, so that means you don't have many big aces in your range. So if you were to bet this as a bluff, they wouldn't believe you, or they might not anyway. So you got good equity now, so I definitely bet like 10 cents. Yeah, just check fold now. You don't represent anything. 5 and L. I'm definitely happy to 3-bet this to like 50 cents, but flatting's fine as well. So yeah, we got the best hand here. So I definitely make it probably 20 cents, but yeah, that's fine. Then check and hope it goes check check. And if he bets, then probably fold. 30 cents I think is a bit small on the top right. I mean too big, sorry, too big. I'll make it 25. I still think you've got the best hand here a massive percent of the time, so I bet like 65 again. 70 is probably a tiny bit big, but whatever. So this is a perfect spot to check call. I don't think betting achieves much. He's going to fold all his missed draws. He's going to call with all of his trip fives. He's going to call with all of his nines. He's going to fold some of his sixes. He's going to fold all his busted draws. Whereas if you check, you allow him to bet like Jack Queen of spades, stuff like that. Busted spades, Ace 4 of spades, stuff like that. So I'm kind of expecting him to either call with a better hand or just fold a worse hand. It's not really what you want. Seems like you got good value against the draw though. So yeah, I'd raise this in as well. Same with the Jack 10. Where is that? Yeah, I mean you're just playing like really like ABC. Just bet when you have it. Check fold when you don't. It's just really face up and obvious now. So if I was playing against you, I'd be like abusing you pretty hard. So Queen 10's a fold. I'd probably check raises. Actually, you block a lot of diamond draws, so I'd probably just check call. So I'd probably just call here. I don't hate a raise. I don't love it. So you've got the nuts now. So you need to bet bigger. Like, why are you checking this back? It's a pretty big mistake. You should be betting like $1.20 here. And then jamming the river. So you've got to be betting big here. 70 is way too small. Like, way too small. Yeah, I mean, sure he folded, but when he does call there, you need to be getting big value. Sensing suited, I'll definitely call here. It's a fold. So ace jack, I'll probably 3-bet this to like 35 cents. Tiny bit small, but it's okay given your own position. So you can definitely note that he raised the small blind and folded to a 3-bet. Ace 10 suited, you definitely got to be playing that. Yeah, raise it in. I mean, you got to raise Queen 10 off there. You just have to. And raise this if it folds to you. I mean, I don't even know what your strategy is right now. It just seems to be like try and see a flop with whichever cards you fancy, and then get some money in post flop. You don't seem to be taking the initiative all that much. You don't try and like make bluffs pre-flop. Yeah, you've got to change some of the ways you play if you want to improve your game and move up in stakes. Like 10-8 off, I'm going to open this if it folds to me. I mean, sure, you're playing against a bunch of calling stations, but you can just check when you don't have anything and bet big when you flop something huge. And just believe in yourself post flop and everything will fall into place. So yeah, definitely raise this in. Yeah, good. Right, I want to see you win a big pot where you've raised pre-flop, where you bet. That's what I want to see. So I'm hoping you flop top pair here. Okay, you've got 2 overcards and a nut flush draw, so I want you to bet pretty hard here. It's like 30 cents, 35 cents. So yeah, check. Why are you checking? You've got so much equity. Your hand may be ace high, but your hand is basically like an overpair right now. Well, not right now, on the flop it was. So you're definitely calling. And now we didn't have any chance to win the pot with a bluff by betting, and we've just called with a draw And we're just going to fold the river. Like, it's just a pretty bad way to play the hand. So yeah, didn't like that at all. So I'd bet the flop, probably bet the turn, then if by the river I've got a good hand, bet again. Yeah, definitely. I think versus an undergun. I mean, I trust myself to play this well if I called, so I would call here. But if you're afraid of his under the gun range, then I'd fold. So yeah, now you're in the big blind, that's fine. I'd fold now. Of course, you're getting such a good price, probably call, try and flop a straight, or 3 clubs, or trip tens. Jack deuce I would fold. So yeah, just check fold this. I would raise the 5-8 there as a steal. I'm going to raise this or play this in some way. Okay, I'm going to cut off the video after this pocket tens hand. So you can call, you can raise against this guy. He's probably a weak player. So just check fold this. Like, yeah, you can't really do anything else. Okay.